Hello, Likers. Welcome back to our channel. It's me, your fave, your one and only, your baby girl, Malika. So, Likers, today we are doing the critical review of Mr. Aloy series, Where Marriage Becomes a Nightmare, episode 31. It starts with Benita, who made her mother to understand that her mother's elder sister, Teresa, will be visiting, and Benita knows that that's definitely bad news. The next scene shows Jonathan, who is sitting in the sitting room. He has been waiting for his daughter because apparently he came back, he couldn't find her, he didn't know where she went to, and he was a bit worried. So Benita returned back home, and only for her to tell her dad that she went to visit her mother. And her father was very angry. He wanted to understand, why would she go, who gave her the right to go and see her mom. This girl is so clever. I don't know what game is she playing. So it means all along Benita has been working with her mother without her father's knowledge. Her father is not aware. Her father, all along, to him, Benita is on his side, not knowing that no, Benita is on her mother's side. She could care less about her dad. She's standing by her mom. That is her. So her father, is not happy. Her father is not happy at all, that she went out, and why would she go to her mom? Then all of a sudden this girl switched up, like try to make her father understand that she did not just go to visit her mother. She went there to put her in her place, then you could see, when she said that, you could see the smile on this man's face. You're happy that your daughter is talking down on her mom. What type of dad are you? How would you feel? How would you feel that your daughter is like talking down on you, and he's congratulating her, making her understand that she did the right thing, to talk down on her mother, and that she should go upstairs because she was being a good girl. Being a good girl by talking down on a woman who raised her, that just shows how incompetent and how useless you are as a father. And he's happy, calling his wife names, how she's a useless woman. It is good. Like, this woman has always protected your image in front of your daughter, but it doesn't cost anything for you to bring her down. So the next thing shows Benita, who is in her bedroom, doing her assignments, and her father walks in, wanting to know if she, like, maybe she spoke apart from, apart apart from talking to her mother. Like, what did she do? Like he wanted to know if she asked about the money, the 50K. But you are father of the year, boasting how you're going to take care of your family and all the rest, and you want your daughter to ask her mother for money? It will lower your prestige. Now, how can a small girl like this be sensible enough to make you understand that, dad, if I ask mother for money, it will make you look bad, it will lower your prestige and all the rest? How could she, as a little girl, be that sensible, but you as an adult, you don't even have sense to know that that is wrong? How is that even possible? How? So allegedly, she's sorry, I said allegedly, her father is making her understand that, you have to know that I am broke. I am broke and all the rest. So it will not be possible for me to help you with that money. So the best I could do is very simple. Like, you should, like, ask your mother. Ask your mother. It doesn't matter whether it makes me look bad or whatsoever. And this girl is playing her game so well. She wants to make her father not even knowing that money is already in her account, or not knowing that it is her account. Like, see, hi, God. So her father is forcing her that you must ask your mother that money. You must return back to her, call her, ask her the money, because you're the one schooling. Like, this guy was practically making his daughter feel like, girl, you are the one schooling. If you don't ask your mother for that money, you're on your own. Just forget about me, because I am broke. I am broke. And this girl, she constantly asking her father, but you promised to take care of me. How are you going to take care? Oh, that guy is a brokers. He cannot. So the next thing shows somebody ringing like the bell, and he goes to check only for it to be Teresa. Teresa is Clara's elder sister. She came as an intervention because Clara's mother, being the typical African mother who went and spilled the beans about the marriage that is falling apart and is the fault of Clara. So Clara's sisters come in to intervene, like to make sure she fixes things. She does not want her junior sister's marriage to crumble. She need to fix things and all the rest. you know so like she's there, she came sharply, to sort out this. So the next scene shows Jonathan, who is sitting in the sitting room. So he's just there, minding his business. Then Benita walks in frowning. She's exhausted, she's back from school. And the first thing, like, your child is back from school, she's tired. The first thing this man thinks is best to do is to find out if she managed to call her mother to ask for the money. So it's not even like he doesn't care about the child's welfare. He doesn't care about his daughter's well-being. All what matters to him, is to, is to like to do what, like, whew, is to do something else, to ask for money. Just to ask for money and all the rest. Like, I don't get. And she was like, okay, since, like, to her it was more like, okay, since that's what interests you, it's okay. Yes, I asked for the money and she gave me 30K. Like, this girl is so smart. She showed her dad the 30K. She's not telling her father that her mother gave her 100K. No, 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 no. She's not telling her father that. Like, she just wants her father to be stressing her. Oh my god. Like us. And this man will sit and boast how he can take care of his family, how he doesn't need his wife, how he can do this, he can do that. Come on, 50K. And now he's complaining that come on, 50K, all the woman could give was 30K. How she's a useless. How can you call a woman who has given her daughter 100K, even though you're not aware, you thought she has given 30K, useless, whereas you couldn't even afford to give her 1,000 naira, and you call yourself a productive dad? Like, as honestly speaking, we should always look at ourselves before pointing fingers at people. It's very important. And now the daughter is trying to set a trap to her father, making her father understand that, okay, it is just this 30K and I need 20K to complete it. And now it's more like the girl wanted to buy him. Where will he get that 30K for, 20K for? And now she's trying to make her father understand that you promised to help me, you promised to take care of me, you promised to be there for me. I don't understand. Should I be worried? To her it was more like, should I be worried because at this point you're worthless? Yes, he is worthless, and now he's angry because to him his daughter is being disrespectful. To him his daughter is it's not being respectful. She's not showing, like, she's speaking her mind. She's not supposed to talk to him like that. Of course she's supposed to talk to you like that. What do you expect? She's supposed to talk to you like that. What do you mean? You cannot say that should not talk to you like that when you know very well that you brought this upon yourself. Yes, now she drops her bag to go to the kitchen and get food. He goes in and steals the money. And now at the end of the day, imagine a man like this. Imagine he was stealing that money and he got caught. What would he say? If his daughter wants to speak, he would say she was being disrespectful. Like, as some people need to learn how to manage their emotions, and they need to learn how to take correction, because if this man would have taken correction, he wouldn't have been in this position right now. So the next thing shows Clara and her elder sister Teresa. We went to visit because Teresa came here. Teresa is just like their mother. She wants Clara to be in that marriage no matter what, no matter if she's falling into depression. It doesn't care. They don't care. What they want her to do is to be in that marriage by fire, by force. But now this is something that people need to understand. It doesn't always work like this. You cannot force people to be into marriages. So Clara is trying to make her sister understand that I cannot, the fact that because to her sister, Jonathan is a cute guy, is a handsome man, they could easily snatch him. And so what? Like at this point, any woman who snatches somebody like Jonathan, you're snatching rubbish. Hey, God, I beg. You're snatching rubbish. Problem as a bag of problem. You know, a bag of problem. You're snatching a man that you'll be feeding, you'll be taking care of. It is that, hey, I beg, I beg, I beg. To at this point, the Clara have had enough. Like she doesn't really care. If they want to snatch, they should snatch. She could care less at this point. And I really like the fact that she's standing up for herself, because enough is enough. What are you snatching? Honestly, what are you snatching? A man that is lazy, big talk, stupid enough to know how to take care of his family, cannot do anything productive, cannot help himself. Is that what you call? Which woman wants to snatch that rubbish? It will be only a woman that is willing to feed a man, to take, like, to do everything, like how they say it, Abuja marriage, that a woman will be the one sponsoring the man. Except you want to be married at all costs, you want people to see you with a man in your arm, you want an eye candy. Yes, you know except you want that, because if not, who will be snatching something like that? Who? Honestly, who will be doing that? Clara is putting her foot down. She's like, she cannot do this anymore. She's done. She's done. She's not going that route. She's not taking that nonsense. She's not letting anybody. And I like it. I like the fact that Clara is not letting her family tear her apart, or make her go through the stress because she's married. Huh? She's not less. I'm happy. you know our sister is you know trying to use like her own marital problem, to compare with her own. you know like she should just calm down. Clara, like, just ask her to just calm down, and to understand that she cannot compare. She had a good husband. Her husband was taking care of her and all the rest, but as soon as her husband had a little financial difficulties, she decided to treat her husband anyhow. It is not people's fault, it is her own fault. Yes, it is her own fault. She started to misbehave, and her husband had to marry another woman and take the woman abroad when things became right. Because if you cannot stay, marriage is for better for worse. If you cannot stay with your husband when things go south or left, when everything goes right, what do you want the man to do? He cannot do anything. you know so I am glad, because Clara is not letting anything touch her. She's not letting her sister manipulate her. She's not letting her use her own marriage to compare with her own. Never. She made her sister to understand that your marriage was your marriage. Is different. You chose to destroy your marriage. Yes, you chose to do anyhow you want to do, because you were not satisfied with what you were getting. So if there's anyone to blame in this one, it is you. You cannot blame anybody except yourself. Yes, the only person you could blame, in this marriage supposed to be you. And Clara was right. Because if you look up to Clara, you cannot compare both scenarios, because if you look at it, Jonathan is a useless man. He's worthless. He is lazy. He doesn't want to work. Unlike her sister's Teresa's marriage, her husband was working, was hardworking. He was trying his best. Just that for Teresa, his best wasn't good enough. And today she regrets it, because the man bounced back. So comparing those two things, it's impossible. Besides, she was thrown out of her house, whereas Teresa left her marriage. But Clara was thrown out of her house. She was given options that had to take. If she didn't go, her family, her daughter and father would have left. So those are two different things. So Clara is making her sister understand that she cannot compare the two. She chose to end her marriage, because she thought that she was better off without her husband. So she can regret today for all she cares, but she chose that life. It is her fault that things went the way they were. It is true. And now Teresa is seeing as if Clara is being disrespectful, because Clara is her junior sister. She should not have said that, and blah 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 and all the rest. Clara doesn't even care. Like, she just told Teresa she has things to do. She just walked away from her. And like, see, this thing about marriage, people should understand that if people are fed up, they are fed up, because at some point you need to put yourself into their shoes. So the next scene shows Jonathan, who is in the sitting room eating his apples, you know, and Benita came, to talk about her money that got missing. And we all know Jonathan stole that money. Yes, we all know Jonathan stole that money. But will Jonathan ever agree that he stole money from his daughter? A father that will become a thief overnight because he's lazy to work. You know. Now Jonathan is behaving as if he has never heard about any money. He didn't know any money. He didn't see it, like nothing. He's behaving as if nothing happened. Now they have to, God I beg, God I beg, God I beg. you know Benita is making her father know that you saw my money. You were the only one who even knew, because when Benita came back, returned home from school, her aunt Teresa was at her mom's place. She was not even at home. It was her dad that was home. He saw the money. And we all know, viewers know he stole the money, but now he's behaving as if he doesn't know anything. But his daughter is smart enough to know that you saw the money, and that he is the only one who enters into her bedroom, and she's suspecting her father. So to just ease the situation, because it was getting so tense, her aunt had to take her upstairs so that they could look for it one more. Like sometimes some people will just bring down their steers. Honestly, Jonathan has just, harbor God, now, no, now, not like this. I see he will be sitting there talking alone as if he's innocent. As if he's innocent. God, I beg. The next thing shows Jonathan sitting there. The daughter went upstairs to look for the money. She couldn't find it, and she came back, like thunder, fire and brimstone. Jonathan is going at it. She's going at it, like he's angry, because she knows that she's certain that her dad did something. She's certain that her father stole from her, but her father will never agree that, to him, his daughter is being disrespectful. If she can't find her money, she can't find her money. Why ask him? Like, to him, it's more like, why is he being accused, falsely and wrongly, But the one thing I like about this girl is the fact that she is so smart, and she is a type that she's a no-nonsense person. She will not take nonsense from anybody. It doesn't matter whether her father threatens to forget his hand on her face or whatsoever. She's not taking nonsense from anyone, because she knows very well that her father stole her money. She knows. She knows. Because how could you be the only one to see money and you are broke? And the money disappears in the house? Who are they supposed to ask if not you? Yes, like, who are they supposed to ask? The aunt is trying to diffuse the situation, but honestly speaking, she's right. It doesn't matter how much her father threatens her, she is right. And now, at the end of the day, we all know that he will turn the situation around and put it on his daughter, and on Clara, say that Clara has made his daughter to be disrespectful to him. Jonathan, the honest truth, is a manipulator. He's a narcissist, because you will see Teresa standing there. Teresa witnessed everything. How could Teresa sit? She kept quiet. She couldn't even say anything. Why? Because Jonathan is a manipulator. Like, he will make you see things that doesn't exist. Yes, it will make you. Oh God, see, there's some people that the people need to be very careful with. So Clara still, like, Teresa still managed to ask him if he had something to do with that money, because money cannot. There are 3 people living in the house. Jennifer has gone back to her place. It's just the 3 of them. So how could money disappear? So the next thing shows Benita, who went to her mom to complain about her stolen money, that her father stole her 30K. See the way it's coming out of my mouth. It sounds horrible. Like it sounds some type of way. How could your father steal from you? That is crazy. She's making her mom understand that. She's certain that her father is the one who took the money, because her father was the only one who saw her with the money, and her mother went ballistic. Like, what will make you steal from your own daughter? What? Just because you don't want to look for a job? Imagine this same man would have, he was expecting that his daughter would ask for 100k so that she would come and the mother could have given her 80k, then she will use 50k for school and hand 30k to him. What do you want to do with 30k? Is it not the same job that woman is doing that you ask her to stop doing it? I don't understand. So what would you even want to do with 30k? There are some men that truth be told, they are not supposed to be parents. Yes, they are not supposed to be fathers. I'm sorry. They are not any father that cannot sacrifice for their child. You are not worthy to be called a father. So the next scene shows Teresa, who is watching TV at home, and she hears a bang on the door. Omo, it was Clara who came and was looking for Jonathan. Because Jonathan stole her daughter's money. Clara, what's her name? Teresa was just trying to diffuse the situation. She was just trying to calm them down. She told them that, please, she was telling her to please just calm down. Clara was so pissed because to her it's absurd that a father who is supposed to be the protector of a child will be the one to steal from the child. Who does that? How can a dad steal from a child? Even Teresa, it was so difficult for her to believe that Jonathan could be the one who stole that money. That's why Teresa was like, are you sure? Why won't she be sure? Who else, except you want to say it's you stole the money? Who else will steal? Who else is broke in that house? Because what is her name? Teresa is saying that they have even been starving. Yes, they have not been eating. You understand? So it's obvious that 30k will disappear from the house because Jonathan is broke like a church rat. He has no money. And now Clara is like fuming. She says she's going to bring down the walls of that house if Jonathan will not return that money. She doesn't care. Jonathan has to return the money because she knows it is Jonathan, and she was warning Clara to let him know. Teresa to let him know, because if not, it's not going to be easy between them. It's going to be very difficult. That she's not going to find it funny, and she had to leave. Because to her it was crazy. Because what will make you steal from your child in the first place? So this one, she's sitting there wondering, like, is it possible that this guy really stole from his child? So the next thing shows Teresa sleeping. It was late at night, and there's another bang on the door, but this time it wasn't Clara, it was Jonathan, who returned home drunk. For somebody who is broke, he returned home drunk. He doesn't have money. So where did he get money from? And she wants to know, like, come on, where did you get money from? Where are you coming from? He said he went to have one or two with his friends. So where did you get money from? And he was drunk. He was thinking of alcohol, so how come you are broke, but all of a sudden the same day that money disappeared at home, you went out drinking and you came back drunk? Is it not obvious that you are the thief? Isn't it obvious that you are the thief in that house? Yes, because you were broke. How come? Even if you say your friend bought you drinks, will your friends buy you drinks until you? It's true, but men are so proud. Some men, especially Jonathan is so proud that he will not accept to drink until he gets drunk if he is not buying. You see now. So where did he get the money? Because he's broke. And Teresa is trying to find out, like, she hopes that, to her it was more like, I hope you didn't steal money from that girl. I hope it was you were not the one who stole her money. I hope we didn't steal that little girl's money, because her mother was here, and Clara is going to cost Jonathan out if he cannot reimburse the money. So as Teresa was speaking to him, he didn't want to listen. So you see, they say when bad luck wants to come in, that's how it comes. Teresa, by trying to pull him back, because she's speaking but he's walking away, he pushes Teresa. She hits her head on something and fell, and that was it. Not only you're broke, but now either you're sending somebody at the hospital or at the morgue. One of those two, and you're broke. Like, how much problem can one person just have? So, like, as we are going to end this video here, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Honestly, I'm begging you, my people. I know that Mr. Aloy is always dealing with real, so be careful. If you're in this kind of toxicity, please run while there's still time. Run, because marriage is not the end of the world. Marriage is not everything. All right, coming out of a situation is not the end of the world. Choose you any day, anytime, please. All right, choose you. Be very careful not to fall a victim of bad marriage. I'm begging you, people. So on this note, I'll have to say bye, guys.